Quick look at your Jeep Eagles starting lineups for Atlanta. Dominique Wilkins celebrates his 31st birthday today. Ramil Robinson in the game for Spud Webb, who's not here with hamstring problems. Hopefully he'll be ready on Monday, but nobody knows. And Bobby Weiss with his basketball tie on, the coach of the Hawks and a candidate for Coach of the Year. New York lines up like this. Patrick Ewing, the one guy who's really doing it for him. And John McLeod, now the coach of the Knicks, are officials, as assigned by the NBA. Hugh Evans, Nolan Fine, Mike Callahan, and we're ready to go, and we sincerely hope that you'll enjoy it and will be with us Monday night when these same two teams battle from the Omni in Atlanta. Ewing and Willis will jump it. And the tip won by Atlanta. The Hawks in the last 24 hours or 20 hours or so have had one of those travel nightmares that are famous throughout the NBA. Koncak on the left wing. Kevin Willis works against Charles Oakley, backs him in, can't get a shot up. 8 on the timer. Doc Rivers heads into the lane, and off it comes to Robinson with 4 on the shot clock. He misses. Ewing controls the rebound. So New York with a chance to draw first blood. Mo Cheeks up the floor. They want him to score more. It's never happened to him in his career. Oakley's jump shot, the Hawks will love it if he keeps that up all night.
Yeah, that's the one area of the game that Charles Oakley needs to improve on. He just thinks that he's a great outside shooter.
Hawks were to have a charter out of Chicago after the game last night. Dominique from 18. Because of the terrible weather both in New York and Chicago, that was canceled. They were 2 hours late leaving today. Their bus broke down on the way from the airport to the hotel here in New York. They got in about 2:15.
That means they'll probably win by 20.
Normally you do play
and
well.
The Knicks were sitting here waiting while they played last night.
2-0 Atlanta. Ramil Robinson with a nifty move. Koncak cross-court pass. Doc Rivers for 3. In and out. Willis tries to control it, but Oakley has the ball. Cheeks heads the other way.
Yeah, Skip, you know, I've done this a lot of times, talk about it. I guarantee you that ball is out of round.
Is what?
Is out of round. That ball is not perfectly round. It's got a funny rotation to it. I'm surprised that the players don't check the ball beforehand. That'll screw you up, dribbling the ball and shooting.
2-2 is our score. Ramil Robinson runs into Patrick Ewing, but Doc Rivers follows it up. Well, if it's not round, what is it?
Well, it's close to it, but not totally round.
Patrick Ewing, nice spin move, gets the hoop, ties the game at 4.
As Oakley just pushed Doc Rivers out of bounds on that play. This is a big opportunity now for Ramil Robinson. He started the year as a starter, had to go to the bench, getting very limited time. With Spud Webb hurt, he's got a chance to be back out, getting some time. And we got a foul in. Oakley battling against Willis, picking up the foul. And it's very important for Ramil to try and show Bobby Weiss that he has learned the lesson, that he's going to be able to contribute. And again, for him, I think it's a very crucial time.
He's played pretty well so far since getting back into the swing of things. Rivers intended for Willis. Out of the pack comes Gerald Wilkins. And he throws it out of bounds, intended for Vandeweghe.
That's why he plays 2 guard.
4-4 our score. 9:40 left in the first quarter. Paul Silas over there to the right of John McLeod. McLeod 7-10 since he became the coach of the Knicks. Boy, the rumors swirl here about Al Bianchi, the general manager, being on shaky ground. McLeod's contract allegedly only for this year. Rivers 4-3.
Well, they're also talking about that any player on the Knicks team is up possibly as trade bait. It's hard for me to believe that they would trade Patrick Ewing.
Well, they talk about his contract. That won't go. Rebound for Atlanta for Dominique. Ramil Robinson brings it up the floor. Uh-oh.
Good move.
Into Ewing, draws the foul.
Well, I tell you, that was a really great move. He made a terrific move to lose Maurice Cheeks, who was an outstanding defensive player. And then wisely, he was able to get his body into Patrick Ewing. And that's what you need to do against the big guy. You know, if you go against the big guy, Skip, and you try to bring it out and get too fancy, that's when they'll eat your lunch, because they have perfect opportunity to just time it. If you make some body contact, then you can draw the foul, as Ramil did. Here we'll get a chance to watch Dominique making this pass to Doc Rivers for the 3-point shot. Good cross-court pass as they caught Cheeks cheating, which he will do. He kind of floats around like a free safety.
What's the deal on Ewing's contract? There's a clause in it. He has to be one of the top 5 paid players in the NBA. And, of course, in the last couple of years since he signed that contract, it's been a gold rush.
Yes, you could probably will refer very quickly to Clyde Drexler's contract.
I'm sure that thought has crossed his agent's mind. Wilkins against Rivers up top. Ernie Vandeweghe back to Gerald Wilkins. Knocked loose by Rivers. He will get a basket because Ernie's not going to catch it.
Ernie?
Did I say Ernie?
Yeah.
Kiki.
You know, that's his dad, though.
That shows how old I am.
That's right.
10-4 Atlanta.
Dr. Ernie Vandeweghe, Kiki's dad.
Mo Cheeks up top, and a former fine player in his own right.
Yes, sir. Illegal defense. I think he caught Willis sneaking into the center area.
Illegal defense, of course, my favorite part of the NBA. It's
Yes.
really an exciting piece of work. Timeout is called by the Knicks with 8:27 left in the first quarter. The Hawks enjoy a 6-point lead in the Garden.
Tonight on TBS.
Eastern on TBS Sunday morning.
8:27 remaining in the initial stanza here. It's 10-4 Atlanta. Don't forget, same two teams in the Omni on Monday night. We'll have it for you on TBS at 8:05 Eastern Time, 5:05 Pacific.
There you see what Doc Rivers is able to do. Is he had a great opportunity to go in and double team, knocking the ball loose to Ramil Robinson. Ramil almost came up with a poor pass as Doc had to come back to get it. But good defense like that has been a real key for the Hawks in the run that they've made in the last month and a half, where they've been playing some outstanding basketball.
Gerald Wilkins, Kiki Vandeweghe with the ball. Oakley against Willis up top. They dare him. Vandeweghe is posted up. They tried to get it back, could not. Dominique comes away with the ball. Good defense, good anticipation for Atlanta. There he goes. Dishes it off. Koncak up top, 19-footer, 120. And Gerald Wilkins can't control the rebound. The Knicks over-hustled that time.
And
Lost one another up.
Boy, it's like they're snake bit now. I mean, they're making passes to people who aren't even there. They're fighting with each other for rebounds. They just have a really tough time. And right now, they just have to concentrate a little bit more and try to execute.
And the crowd is sort of awaiting a chance to turn hostile. That's the impression you get.
A lot of boos when they first came out. Illegal defense being called this time against New York.
Well, we played 4 minutes, and we've had 2 illegal defense calls that have really turned the crowd on here. 7:52 left in our first quarter. Ramil Robinson will trigger it in. Rivers throws it away. Here comes Mo Cheeks. His pass is deflected. Ramil Robinson with the interception. Ahead to Willis against Vandeweghe. And the Hawks build an 8-point lead. 12-4 is the count as Cheeks heads up the left side.
20-second timeout.
20-second timeout. The Knicks want to regroup, and that gives the crowd here a chance to boo.
That's exactly what you said they were waiting for, and justifiably so, because they are just killing themselves with errant passes, poor execution. That time Doc Rivers was able to get back in once again and get a hand on the pass from Maurice Cheeks and the easy pass down the court to Willis. The interesting thing was on both of those plays, the players who threw the ball away, Rivers first and then that time Cheeks, got themselves caught in the air.
And Rick, as I'm sure you know, this program is authorized under rights granted by the NBA and the Hawks and is solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA and the Hawks is prohibited.
Boy, last night on TNT, I tell you, Ron Thulin probably set a Guinness record for getting that little disclaimer in the ball game. Oh, yes, he was quick.
Starks, the head of the circle, just checked in and bangs one home.
Yeah, they like him. He played with the Warriors as a backup a couple of years ago, had back problems. Went last year, the CBA, averaged over 20 a game. They picked him up after watching him in the Summer League, and they like him. He works really hard, tries to play good defense. He's been a pleasant surprise for the team.
Ewing out on Koncak. Dominique in and out, and the rebound, Charles Oakley. It's a 12-6 game with 7 minutes left in the quarter. Starks again, not this time. Rebound, good job by Willis to keep it alive, and Doc Rivers winds up with the ball.
You know, people talk about the way Starks plays with his enthusiasm and his hustle. I can guarantee you, being in the league just for a little bit, going to the CBA, and then knowing you get a chance to come back in, that'll get you to play hard.
Tell you what, it almost should be mandatory for everybody, so you appreciate the good fortune. Rivers for 3, got none. Rebound Ewing. Outlet pass. Charles Oakley ball. Rivers gambled, didn't get it. Vandeweghe fumbles it away. It's recovered by Oakley. He stepped on the end line. Atlanta gets the ball.
Now everybody's mad at Oakley for doing that. That was Patrick Ewing's fault. He should never have thrown that ball to Oakley. Oakley's not the guy you want bringing it down the court and being your ball handler, and you saw the kind of pass that he made as a result.
5 turnovers in 5+ minutes for New York. 12-6 the count. Dominique can't shoot. Doesn't force it. Gets it back from Willis.
Yeah, that's the thing. He could have shot, and a year and a half ago, he probably would have shot.
I think maybe a half year ago. Rivers, Ewing, good job to block that. He had the ball. Now the whistle as the 24 seconds goes off. No possession is called, and so the ball goes to New York.
Well, Patrick now with another good play defensively as Doc Rivers makes a little spin move. Patrick waits until he commits himself. Beautiful timing. Able to keep the ball alive.
Mo Cheeks up the floor with 5:55 left in the 12-6 Atlanta quarter. Into the pivot. Ewing. Little hook is good. Over contact.
That's where he's tough. I think you've got to overplay him and force him to go the other way. He's not nearly as effective when he has to make his move offensively the other way.
And they have to force the ball low to him because they don't have much outside shooting, huh?
Not when Kiki's suffering offensively.
Knocked away from Rivers. Off Rivers. Belongs to New York. So the Knicks can pull to within a basket with 5:33 left in the first quarter. Oakley up top. John Starks on the wing to Ewing. Down low, intended for Oakley, held by Willis. Ewing tried to force the ball inside to his teammate, and a foul is the result. Loose ball foul. First team foul, first on Willis. 5:23 left in the quarter. Oh, great pass. Ewing starts the basket. John Starks gets the hoop. He has a couple of them, and it's 12-10. He had a big game against Atlanta in the Omni about a month ago. For 3, Neek bangs it up there too tall. Rebound Cheeks. Hawks not getting good shots the last couple of minutes. Cheeks got away with a walk, had his shot blocked. Ramil Robinson leads a 4-on-3. Starks.
Yeah, they finally called the foul. I mean, Ramil almost had to fall down before they decided to call it.
So Atlanta will inbound on the side. 4:48 left in a low-scoring first quarter.
Well, here you see the penetration by Cheeks. There was the extra step that Skip talked about, and Concac didn't even have to leave the ground. Of course, he doesn't leave the ground very far anyway.
Not a lot of hang time for John. Wilkins past Vandeweghe, hangs in the air, banks it home. He can really use that glass on the wing. 14-10 with 4:27 left in the quarter. Barry and Carey with you from the Garden in New York. Oakley can't handle the pass. Hit him in a bad place right in the hands. Robinson ahead to Willis. Lays it up and in. Nice as you please. Atlanta by 6 with 4:05. Yet another New York turnover. Their 6th of the night. Ewing in the pivot.
Trouble.
Fades, fires, delivers.
Again, he keeps letting him go back to the middle, going to his left with his back to the basket, letting him use the right hand, make him go the other way.
John Battle about to check into the Atlanta lineup.
Go to the basket, John. He's got Patrick way out high. He just rolled in. He would have had an easy play.
An Atlanta turnover. Oakley winds up with the ball and gets it ahead to Cheeks. Ewing cross court. Good pass. Vandeweghe foul by Rivers. So Kiki will go to the line to shoot 2. First foul on Rivers.
See, in that kind of a play, Skip, the offensive players have to have a little of a signal. Here we're going to get an opportunity to watch this replay first. Good pass by Patrick Ewing, and you see the foul as Kiki went up for the shot. But if you make a little head nod or something to the center and just have some kind of communication, let him know that you want him to go to the basket and work that out ahead of time. Concac could have just gone straight to the basket, had a pass, and Patrick would have been trailing him.
Vandeweghe makes the free throw. 16-13. It's a 2-point game. New York will apply pressure in the backcourt, and Concac has trouble but gets it into Battle just in time. Ahead it comes to Dominique in three-point country. Ewing blocked it, took it away, threw it off Wilkins. Great play. Patrick Ewing did it all right there.
Just let you watch it because it speaks for itself. The great timing on the part of Patrick Ewing.
Ewing already with 3 blocks in this game. Vandeweghe for 3, and he's got him. And the Knicks take the lead. 17-16 with 3 minutes left in the quarter. Atlanta wants and gets timeout. And the crowd gets into the game now with 2:58 remaining in the first quarter. The Hawks have really cooled off. We'll be back.
This good.
Same two teams Monday night from the Omni in Atlanta. Those of you in the Atlanta area, we hope you'll come to the game. If not, be with us at 8:05 right here on TBS. Knicks on a 13-4 run.
Yeah, and what's keyed it for them has been Patrick Ewing's defense helping them quite a bit. And the Knicks have a lead, and they've been very frivolous with the ball, to say the least. So the Hawks fortunate to be in the position that they're in, considering how poorly the Knicks had played during a good portion of the first period.
I'll tell you what's amazing, the other night, Thursday night here against Indiana, Ewing had 42 points, 16 rebounds, 6 blocks, and they still lost at home. Battle hangs in the air, leaves it short, gets another chance at it, leaves it short. Rebound, big battle, recovered by Charles Oakley. So the Hawks' problems continue. They trail, though, by only 1. Moses Malone about to come to work along with Dwayne Farrell. Vandeweghe a good pass. Oakley tries again, draws the foul from Concat. Farrell and Malone into the Atlanta lineup. Wilkins and Concat go out.
Good ball movement this time by the Knicks on the double team. Vandeweghe made the cut, and then Oakley slid in the baseline. Misses the first one, goes back for the rebound. And see how he used his body? He really jumped into Concat, but Concat went up in the air and picked up the foul, even though the contact was initially initiated by Charles Oakley.
Oakley has one more try. Free throws often a problem for him, but rebounding is his forte. Sort of lonesome feeling, isn't it, Rick, when you don't have the old talkback button to talk to our producer Killer Nolan and our director Gary Lehman?
This is true. We just have to listen to all I have to say and never have any opportunity to respond. Wise decision, Ramil.
Wise decision, Killer, to not have a talkback. Moses Malone in the pivot against Ewing. That's his 4th block of the night.
Shot clock's going down. They only have 2 seconds left.
Does Willis know it? Yes. He kept it alive, and that gives Dwayne Farrell a chance, and a jump ball is the result. The Hawks have just hit a brick wall here. 4 points in the last 5 minutes or so. Sidney Moncrief about to get into the game for Atlanta. But not yet. Tip 1 by Atlanta. So Willis getting the shot up with 1 second on the clock gives the Hawks another chance as Battle gets into the lane, hangs in the air, and drills it. Tie game with 1:43 left in the first quarter. Rick Barry, skip carry from Madison Square. Ewing goes left, misses. Willis the rebound.
Yeah, and that's why I make him go to the left. I guarantee he will not shoot as well.
Farrell into the lane, wheels, has it knocked loose by Cheeks, gets it back, puts it down, drops it off. Robinson had to change it, thus missed it. Malone keeps it alive, but New York gets it. Starks down the middle, good pass. Cheeks down under, Vandeweghe missed it. A late whistle and a foul.
Yeah, real late. I mean, the Hawks had the ball. We're going back the other way before that whistle blew.
Mike Callahan made the call, and he might have been right, but why did he wait so long?
Well, Ramil tried to make that save, but Starks had the good position, keeping Malone away from it, and Starks make a nice pass, looks left, hits the right side, then the good kick to Vandeweghe. And I guarantee you, now you see how far down the court the Hawks were before they even heard the whistle.
Vandeweghe shoots 2. 18 all. A minute 13 left in the quarter. New York by 1. And by 2 with a minute 12 remaining in the first quarter. Against pressure, Moncrief is in a mess and wisely calls timeout. Timeout for Atlanta with 1:09 left in the quarter. It's a 20-second timeout. So we'll stay right here with 1:09 remaining in the first quarter. Hawks got off to a good start here, and then it's like they ran into a wall. Nothing going good for them. Why, Rick?
Well, I think, first of all, you have to credit Patrick Ewing with being a force inside. They got some good opportunities down in there and weren't able to get the ball to drop. And then they just have not really shot the ball as well as they're capable of shooting it. And they've had a few turnovers themselves. So it's not that big a deal. I think the game goes in cycles. And even though they're playing poorly, they only find themselves down by 2. They still have the ball. They're in pretty good shape right here. And I just think that with this Knicks team, it was really important. I think that had they sustained what they started when the Knicks were struggling, they could have really put a real blow to the Knicks and not let them get life. But that didn't happen because of Patrick Ewing. That's why he's their man.
Gerard Mustaf and Mark Jackson check into the game. Battle almost walked, clears it to Moses. Back to John Battle. 10 on the shot clock. Malone on the way. Yet there's the third illegal defense of the game. The Hawks will shoot a technical with 57 seconds left in the quarter.
You know, one of the things the Hawks are going to have to be prepared here if the Knicks are going to try and press and do some trapping on them is to attack the basket. Of course, when you have a guy like Patrick Ewing in there, you're a little reluctant to do it, but I still think you have to do it. You attack the basket, force Patrick to come out, and then other people should be able to fill into areas where you dish off and get Patrick out of the play.
Not only does it make it difficult to drive, but when you do, you find yourself changing your shot because you know he's lurking. Malone against the double team. Shoots the jumper, no good. Rebound. There's Starks again. He's been a big help for them again. He played well against the Hawks in Atlanta. Ewing in the hole screams for the ball, but they don't see him. Offensive foul, Vandeweghe.
Good play by Dwayne Farrell as he cut Kiki from cutting across the lane, and Kiki shoved with the left arm to make a cut back out off the screen by Ewing.
31 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Atlanta will have 18 on the shot clock. Battle on the move into the lane. No good. Rebound Kiki Vandeweghe, and New York can play for the final shot, and they have the lead. New York has all the time remaining. The 24-second clock has been shut off. Starks. Mustaf can't control it. Starks another chance. That won't go, and the quarter comes to an end. And at the end of one, the Knicks lead the Hawks by 1. It's 20-19 after a quarter.
Okay, we're taking the scenic route to Tampa.
With Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Knicks by 1 after 1, Rick Barry.
Yes, and they have to be very grateful that they have Patrick Ewing. Right now, you're going to see him do another good job defensively against Moses Malone. Comes up with the big block. He really helped get the crowd back into the ball game at a time when they were struggling. One of the reasons the Hawks are shooting only 33% is because of the number of some of the blocks and the intimidation factor of Patrick Ewing. But the Hawks are still in good shape, only down 1, shooting that poorly.
Kenny Walker into the game for New York. Starts against Battle. There is Walker against Dwayne Farrell into Ewing. Back to Walker, banks it up, no, and the rebound is battled for. Walker was out of bounds when he touched the ball. Atlanta will get it. So the Hawks can reclaim the lead as the second quarter begins to unfold. It has not been one that will make the highlight reel of either team to this point, except for Ewing's defense. Tim McCormick in the game for Atlanta. Sidney Moncrief off the Battle, who's checked by Starks. Moses Malone. Ewing dares him. Malone takes the challenge. His first points, he just checked in. Atlanta by 1. if he becomes a consistent jump shooter, he's going to be a heck of a player.
Yes, I think the big problem is that early, even up to this point, he's always thought that he was a good shooter, and he really is not. And I think that's one of his problems. He's got to admit the fact he's got to work on that area of the game.
Farrell drew the foul as he went to the hole. Let's see if he's all right. He hit the deck hard.
Yeah, he's okay. But again, Patrick Ewing was there for the block. Now, as a defender, and you're going up there, and you know that Patrick's around. Now, right now, Kenny Walker's got to let him alone. Well, I think Mustafa came over to help out. If Patrick's there, hey, you get away from the guy. I mean, you got a guy that good in there. You let him do his thing.
Every time you pick up the paper in New York or anywhere else in the country, you read about how they're trying to get rid of Kenny Walker.
Also, I mean, they're also talking about shopping Mark Jackson. Now, that's amazing because they were talking about they had one guard too many. They get rid of Strickland. Now they're saying they shouldn't have got rid of him because he's playing so well for San Antonio, and they should have gotten rid of Jackson at the time. And now they have Jackson and Cheeks, and they're saying that Cheeks has been playing better, so now it's time to get rid of Jackson. Well, I mean, Cheeks is older. He's not going to be around for long. I mean, I don't know if they know what they're doing yet.
And Danny Manning is the name you keep hearing that the Knicks would like to have.
Well, you also hear Manning talked about as far as going up possibly to Detroit. But the owner of the Clippers says that he's not going to trade him.
Owner of the Clippers has said a lot of things since he's owned the Clippers. Ewing, that won't go. Rebound Moncrief. Ahead to Farrell on the move. Boy, he made a heck of a move there. Wound up on the deck, but got the basket.
He's hurting. I'll tell you right now, he is definitely hurting. He's playing in pain. When he hit the deck before, he had hurt himself.
Jackson on the wing. Ewing. Got the hoop. Moses lucky he wasn't called for a foul. We're tied at 24. We have 10-10 left in the first half.
Yeah, but you notice Moses made him go to the baseline. I don't care if he made the shot. You're going to have more success doing that.
Baseline drive out to Moses. He pops, starts, and then gets the hoop.
Big guys don't like those little guys sneaking around down there.
Atlanta by 2. Mark Jackson works the right wing against Moncrief. McCormick against Mustafa. Ewing against Malone. Walker and Farrell. Make him go left. They did, but he makes it anyway. That's all right.
It's okay because the thing is he's not in position to help if he misses the shot for the rebound. Going to his right, he's just awesome.
We're tied at 26.
I mean, it's going to his left with his back to the basket using his right hand. I like that kind of play there.
Does the basketball look like it's round yet, Rick?
I'm telling you, it's not round.
Still not?
No. Watch it when it goes through the air. You can see it taking when he spins.
Starks on the drive.
Might have something to do with the poor Hawk shooting and all the turnovers.
Could be. Sure looks round to me. But what do I know? Ewing goes left again. Not this time. Rebound, Mustafa. That won't go. Next rebound, McCormick. Outlet, John Battle. Battle has it knocked loose. Off his knee, out of bounds, New York's ball. We are tied at 26 with 8:40 left in a low-scoring first half. New York calls timeout. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 8:39 remaining in the period. We are tied at 26. We'll be back.
When the bitter cold of winter brings a chill to your evening,
Heat them up with television's hottest, baddest boys. Can, Bad Boys. Cage, Valley Girls. The 48th Annual Golden Globe Awards, a TBS exclusive. Live Saturday, January 19th at 10 Eastern.
U.S. Olympic gold brings you world-class boxing when the U.S. goes toe-to-toe with South Korea from Honolulu. Mel Proctor and Kevin Kiley will call all the action. Ernie Johnson Jr., the studio host. That's after the game tonight, right here on CBS. We're in a blizzard in New York, and the new guys are in Honolulu.
Sounds good to me, huh?
Mark Jackson, front court.
Well, you're not a golfer anyway, so you don't mind.
Oh, that's boxing.
I know they're doing boxing, but I mean, you're not a golfer, so you don't care about being in one, right?
No, I don't. You're right. I'm just happy to be here with you.
Thank you.
4 seconds on the shot clock. 8:26 in the quarter. Mark Jackson knows the situation and gets the. He hit a buzzer beater, and New York leads by 2. Doc Rivers back in the Atlanta scheme of things. So is Dominique Wilkins.
Time for the Hawks now to make hay because Patrick Ewing is out of the ball game, and you have to take advantage when the star player is out.
Tim McCormick in the pivot against Mustafa, the youngster out of Maryland. A little hook shot is good, and the game is tied. And they do go inside with Ewing gone.
I guarantee you he doesn't take that shot if Patrick's there.
By the way, Eddie Lee Wilkins went on the injured list today for New York. Stuart Gray was activated. Walker's jump shot is long, and the rebound kicks right back to him. That's where he's effective ordinarily. Rebound, New York again. It's Oakley. Moses got cuffed around a little bit, but no whistle.
Saying something to the official that he was grabbed, and the official told him to shut up.
Hardly a pleasant attitude. But this time will do that to you. As McCormick goes to the hoop, a whistle. And a foul. Kevin Willis back into the game for Atlanta. In the second, Detroit by 1. They won a big game in overtime over Portland last night. Milwaukee suffered their first home loss to Philadelphia last week. Philadelphia hammering the Nets. Charles Barkley, by the way, not playing for the 76ers tonight, has an ankle sprain. Willis shoots a baseline jump and drills it.
Doc Rivers got drilled, hit in the stomach, knocked his wind out. Might have been just a little bit lower than his stomach. He's breathing heavy.
Oakley up top. Goes to the hole, has it blocked away. Good job by Dominique Wilkins. Oakley still on the deck. As Moncrief drives, has that block, but a foul. And a 2-shot opportunity for Atlanta. Oakley walks gingerly now up the floor. And by the way, at the conclusion of tonight's game, Rick Barry will select the Miller Genuine Draft Player of the Game. Who are the early favorites, Rick? Thank you.
Well, I think it depends upon who wins the ball game.
Oh,
Not necessarily that I always pick a guy on the winning team, but right now, I mean, Patrick Ewing.
It was a relatively simple question. I said, who were the front runners? I didn't ask for a long speech.
Well,
a couple of names.
Well, he's at the foul line, so I have the opportunity to go a little long-winded here.
Oh.
So Patrick Ewing will be the front runner for New York, and right now for the Hawks, very difficult to say.
I would say Joe O'Toole after the last 24 hours of travel problems.
That may be a good choice, but he probably will not win it.
Gerald Wilkins back in the game, handles the ball up top. 31-30 Atlanta, that's our score. Kenny Walker into the lane, dishes it off. Mustafa heads for the hoop, left it short. Rebound, big battle, he gets it back. That won't go. Oakley's on the deck again. Moncrief has the ball and a whistle and a foul. Moncrief is called for the foul.
Well, let's watch again. They missed the shot. If he used his left hand, he could have made it. And the Knicks battling. I think Suai Oakley is one of the top rebounders in the league. He can't get that one to fall. In there, Walker keeps it alive. And then a little push-off right there was by Moncrief. Good call by the official.
Oakley hits the outside jumper, which you don't expect him to do, and the Knicks lead by 1.
Well, right now, McLeod has to be happy because Patrick Ewing's on the bench, and they're hanging right there.
Rivers against Gerald Wilkins up top. Moncrief now against Mark Jackson. Dominique's 19-footer. He got it. Dominique has 8. Hawks by 1. We're on a seesaw here with 5:55 left in the first half.
Not a very pretty seesaw, however.
Jackson passed up a 3 and missed a 2, but he gets another chance. It's knocked away, stolen by Rivers. He's got a 3-on-2. Now a 4-on-2. Willis bangs it home. Hawks by 3.
McLeod's seen enough.
Here comes Patrick. You're right. Well, without him, they are
in trouble.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of offense. They don't have a whole lot of defense. Oakley has it stripped away. Atlanta up the floor again. Rivers, good pass. Dominique lays it in, but give Rivers a lot of credit.
Yeah, I'd have to go above good to, that was a great pass. I mean, the look away, excellent court vision, and now John has to talk things over as the Knicks start to struggle again, and here come the boos. Let's watch the steal this time. Actually, it's as the result of a terrible pass. Well, no, this is the one that we knocked away this time by Rivers. Good play that time. Doc looking, seeing it. Nice little bounce pass to the trailer, and he takes it home for Willis.
Sports car. It's just a dream, right?
There's a look at our Nissan leaders.
And Patrick Ewing already over his seasonal average. He's got 4 in this game.
And he'll have a chance to get some more before he's checked back into the lineup, as has John Koncak to try to play him. That's no day at the beach. Deflected away. Yet another New York turnover. Ahead it comes to Dominique. And he gets another easy basket. Wilkins now with 12. And Atlanta bolts to a 7-point lead. Hawks shot 33% in the first quarter. They missed only 1 here in the second. Maurice Cheeks gets the basket. And the Hawks lead by 5 with 4:25. Things just didn't work out for Cheeks in San Antonio. Boy, I thought he'd go down there and set that team up.
Well, Larry Brown is a different person to have to play for, and he really does better, I think, with younger people.
Moncrief for 3. Didn't get any, and the rebound to Cheeks. And he gets the driving basket. 2 hoops in a row for Cheeks. 39-36. Well, they asked him to pep up his scoring. He has 6 in this game. Dominique over Vandeweghe. Bingo. He's got it all going after a slow start.
They better not leave him open now, because he's taking good shots and has confidence in his game. He's averaging over 30 points a game for quite a stretch here.
41-36 is our score. Cheeks makes it 41-38. He's hit 3 hoops in a row and has 8 points.
Gonna get Moncrief out and get Battle back in.
Dominique feels it. Not this time, though. Banged it up too hard.
He was drifting that time.
Gerald Wilkins. Good pass. Vandeweghe lays it up and in. And New York comes storming back. It's a 1-point Atlanta lead with 3 minutes left in our second quarter. Moncrief sails by Cheeks. Dishes it off to Rivers. Kevin Willis against Ewing with a left hand. Left it short. Tip. Wilkins won't go. He's on the deck. Here comes Cheeks. New York can take the lead. Vandeweghe all by himself goes to the hole and misses, but drew the foul. He passed up a 10-foot jump shot, which surprised me, but he drew the foul. And he'll shoot 2, and he can shoot his team into the lead.
Well, we're going to see his reverse layup prior to his going to the free throw line as Maurice Cheeks, after scoring all those points, kicks it off to Gerald Wilkins. Gerald hits Kiki, who had excellent touch on that one as he was knocked off balance. But the reason why he didn't take the shot is that he saw Koncak in there make a move towards him when he faked looking for the shot. You get that defender coming forward, you go to the basket. Plus, you don't worry about Koncak necessarily blocking your shot that much.
Timeout is called by Atlanta. There'll be another free throw coming up for New York.
Well, you know, we kept talking about all the problems here in New York and being like a soap opera. Let's let you listen to something that Patrick Ewing had to say about the fact that he doesn't have a very good relationship, he feels, with management.
They don't come to me at all. I mean, I've said it, last year, this year. I said they had an article about it, but I mean, I would like to get involved. People tell me, that it's my team. I'm the leader here. But then, when things happen, I'm like one of the last ones to find out.
Well, that may be true, but then on the 1st and 15th, you have very little to complain about, Patrick.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I really haven't heard all that often that teams make a whole lot of decisions as far as personnel changes based upon the opinion of the best player on the team. I mean, they might take it into consideration. But
well, Magic certainly has had input in Los Angeles, and Bird and Boston.
But I don't think they're going to make all of their decisions certainly based upon that. But it can very well be a determining factor. And obviously, Patrick feels that he would like to be consulted about things.
I've always felt that that is perhaps an overlooked part of sports, is what the player thinks. Even if you don't pay any attention to what he says, you ought to ask him.
Yeah, but I tell you another thing, though, Skip, is that I think that players, great players, will be able to play with anybody and get along with anyone because they have the proper attitude. They're not going to allow their personal feeling about a guy influence how they react to him on the court. I mean, if he's open, he'll get the ball. The big thing is if a key player like a Patrick Ewing feels that somebody on this team is not giving the effort that he feels is necessary to help this team win, that should be listened to.
One thing about Ewing, whether things are going good or going bad, he plays hard every time out of the
Yeah, he's just tired. I mean, he's been, you know, in programs where he's had success as far as team-wise, and all the money that he makes, I think it's admirable that he's concerned about the team not winning.
Cheeks is hot. Cheeks now has hit 4 baskets in a row. He's hit his last 4 shots, and he's given his team a 2-point lead, and they've made up 9 points in the last 90 seconds. Rivers has it knocked away, gets it back, misses the shot. Rebound, Concat. We're tied at 43 with 2:15 left in the half. Same 2 teams Monday night in the Omni, and on TBS at 8:05.
And both teams alternating surges offensively.
Cheeks. Wilkins. Shot an air ball. Rebound. Contact. And a foul will be called on Oka. Second foul on Oka.
That's, let me see, 14 fouls. First and last 2 minutes for the Knicks. Hawks have 1 team foul to use in the last 2 minutes.
Battle will inbound if he can, and he can. Contact to Wilkins. Tied at 43. Good fake by Battle. Said goodbye to Gerald Wilkins and hit the jump shot. 45-43 with 1:40 remaining in our first half. Ewing against Contact, draws a double team. Vandeweghe for 3. Yes, sir. New York by 1. Vandeweghe, a very quiet 13 points. Mustaf about to check back into the game for New York. 1:15 remaining. Contact for the hole. Rivers for 3. Answers. Rivers now with 10, his first points of the quarter. So Atlanta by 2, and the teams warm up here with 1:02 remaining in the half. Off it comes to Wilkins. Up top, Cheeks. Vandeweghe, 3 more. New York by 1. 47 seconds left in the half. Battle checked by Cheeks, but he crosses the line. Contact. They swing it to Rivers. Off to Wilkins for 3. No. Rebound Ewing. 30 seconds left in the half. New York by 1 and with the ball. Vandeweghe. 8 on the shot clock. Wilkins, no. Rebound, Atlanta. 9 seconds left. Rivers to the front court. Plenty of time for a good shot. What a pass by Rivers.
Boy, it's a major elevation that time by Willis. His head was up at the rim.
Good move by Cheeks, but he missed the shot, and the follow would not have counted even had it gone. And a fine end to the first half of play. As they walk off at halftime, the Hawks lead the Knicks. It's 50-49.
They ate the same lunch.
I like that.
Members of the TBS Alumni Society are here tonight in New York.
Yes.
Former TBS producer Craig Silver, former TBS, whatever he was, Tim Rockwood, and current Sports South and Channel 46 Hawk telecaster John Sterling at the game, along with Bob Costas from NBC, Will McDonough from NBC. A lot of big shots here tonight.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, the Hawks certainly were an improved team in the second period. They shot 33% in the first, 70% in that second quarter, had 16 assists in the first half, started really moving that ball around. To see the scorers, leading scorers, Wilkins again having another fine game along with Rivers and Willis, and Kiki Vandeweghe, as you say, he was quiet, but he knocked in 3 3-pointers to get 9 of those 16 points, and both Ewing and Cheeks at 20 apiece. But that's where the Knicks really do suffer. They really don't have a whole lot of offense going for them. So if the Hawks can play some good defense, I think that's going to be the key for them.
You know, an interesting thing to me, Rick, as we have just a moment here, maybe the best thing that happened to this Atlanta, this is going to sound crazy, but maybe the best thing that's happened to this team was losing those 9 games in a row, because last year they had a coach many of the players didn't like. They blamed him for their problems. This year they had a coach they said they liked at the start of the season, and suddenly you lose 9 in a row, and you're saying, wait a minute, it's not his fault. And maybe you look in the mirror a little bit.
Soul searching, I think, Skip. You're exactly right.
And that takes nothing away from Bobby Weiss, who's done a whale of a job.
But you know what's interesting is that back in Atlanta, everybody's talking about, oh, we got to make some trades, we got to do this, and this team is going nowhere. And all of a sudden, the players themselves were able to help turn things around. And in New York, the same thing is happening. This team is struggling. Things aren't going well. Everybody's talking about they got to make trades, they got to do this, they've got to do that. Hey, it's up to these players to look at themselves and be the ones to help turn things around. Now, if they're given enough time and that doesn't happen, obviously John McLeod showed that he could be a successful coach in this league, and it certainly, I don't think, is his fault, as I don't think it was Stu Jackson's fault either.
I'll tell you, it's one of the strangest moves ever is to bring a coach in, if it's in fact true that John McLeod's deal expires at the end of this year. What a waste to bring a guy in, and by the time not that he doesn't know basketball, he certainly does, but he hasn't been the last few years following the Knicks on a day-to-day basis, and that's the only way you can evaluate a team. By the time he evaluates the team, he may be gone, and they'll have to start all over again with somebody else.
Right.
And the kind of thing just dooms you. You can never look at the Dallas Cowboys. You had the same organization for many years, and we're a winner.
Yeah, and the thing is that John, of course, didn't have the luxury of having training camp. At least give him training camp and part of next season to see what he can do before you can really make a true evaluation of just how effective he could be with your ball club.
The Knicks will have it first as the third quarter finally gets underway. As soon as Madison Square Garden gets their television cables off the court, we'll be able to play here in the communications capital of the world. New York brings it up first. Hawks by 1.
Interesting. Wilkins on the bench to start as Starks is in the ball game.
Ewing from the baseline won't go as they battle for a rebound. Charles Oakley with a foul over the back of Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, but they made him go baseline.
Ewing.
Yes.
And so the ball goes back to Atlanta.
Who won all the football games?
Good question. I watched the first one. Buffalo won the first game, and San Francisco won the second game. Rivers bangs it home from the foul line. Doc Rivers gets the basket. 52-49, 11:20 left, third quarter. Cheeks up the left sideline. Into the pivot it comes to Ewing. Good cross-court pass, but Rivers broke it up, deflected it out of bounds. 52-49, 11:10 left, third.
Good move by Doc as the ball went down lower. He just sunk back in there to cut off the passing angle on that cross-court pass.
Ewing turns and delivers. If he's going to make those shots, you just take your punishment.
Yeah, if you lose with him making those kind of shots, that's just one of those nights.
Ramil Robinson left wing. Dominique against Vandeweghe. Dribbled it off his foot and out of bounds. Turnover Atlanta.
Yeah, Dominique got a little cute that time and went through his legs for no reason and dribbled it right off his heel.
So New York heads up the floor. Atlanta by 1. 10:50 left in our third quarter. Vandeweghe fumbled it away, thus lost a three-point opportunity. Goes to the hole, left it short. Good job, Koncak, and he gets the rebound. Dominique banged it up too hard, and a foul as they battle for the rebound.
Patrick Ewing pushing off as Willis had inside position.
Bad news is it's only his second foul, if you're an Atlanta fan. Our stats computer is a sick puppy tonight. It's on the cliffs again. Here in the communications capital of the world. Dominique on the left wing. Good job by Oakley. Ahead it comes to Starks. That was an accident. Rivers louses it up again. Oakley was trying to throw it off a Hawk player's legs and out of bounds, and instead made a perfect bounce pass to John Starks.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Doc made another great defensive play. They had 3-on-1 that time, and Starks made a poor decision as he was able to have Doc knock it out of bounds. They should have had a layup off of that play.
Ewing on the pivot. Draws a double team. That leaves Starks alone for three. No. Rebound. Tipped by Wilkins. Recovered by Ramil Robinson. Doc Rivers over Vandeweghe. Yes, Rivers playing well. 54-51 Atlanta. Hawks head home early tomorrow morning, have a shoot around tomorrow afternoon, and play the Knicks again Monday night. We'll have it for you at 8:05 Eastern. Ewing in and out. Tough break for him. Rebound by Willis. It winds up in Doc Rivers' hand. Ramil Robinson. Willis. 12-footer baseline. Yes, sir. Hawks by 5. Timeout New York. Timeout on the floor with 9:28 remaining in the third quarter as Atlanta builds a 5-point lead.
Atlanta Hawks basketball is brought to you in part by Chevrolet. See why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America.
Well, the Hawks have increased their lead to 5 over the Knicks with 9:28 to go here in the third as a result of good ball movement, something that Johnny Davis said they wanted to try to implement here in the second half. There was Doc Rivers to Ramil Robinson, that is, and he finds his open teammate Willis, who's a pretty good shooter from that 12-foot mark and in, but you get him beyond that 12-foot mark, and we know we don't like to see him shoot from there, do we, Skip?
No, we don't. Hawks by 5, 9:28 remaining. That's an interesting statistic, and one Atlanta definitely wants to improve.
Yes, since they are playing in the Central Division.
That's one of the reasons they'd like to improve it.
And they have quite a few more games coming up in the Central Division.
That too. Oakley will inbound for the Knicks, who trail by 5.
Interesting about this Knicks team, they have, in the 17 games they played under John McLeod, they're 7-10. They have not beaten a team with a record over 500.
That does not augur well. Cheeks up the floor against Ramil Robinson.
They have 4 of those wins, 2 against Miami and New Jersey. Each 2 each.
Ewing comes away with the ball. Willis plays in. Down low, it's Oakley against Koncak. It winds up with Mo Cheeks. 5 on the shot clock, and a jump ball is the call. Good job by Doc Rivers.
Yeah, Doc's playing some outstanding defense here in the third period. He's already knocked a couple of balls away and come up with a good play there against Cheeks to get a jump ball.
Where did I read? I read this sort of an interesting note in the paper. Some sports writers have sort of sardonic senses of humor. Said there were 9 guys in the NBA who have recorded these stay-in-school promos, and of those 9, 7 of them left school early to sign NBA contracts. Cheeks cross court to Oakley. That won't go. Rebound battle for Ramil Robinson has 4 on 2. Atlanta break. Rivers comes up jumping and drills it.
Yeah, they get those transition opportunities. They're doing quite well. 22nd timeout by John McLeod. But Skip, in reference to the statement you just made, isn't that the old "don't do as I say"? Don't do as I do as I say.
Well,
exactly.
of course, they're talking about high school kids as
right.
opposed
It's a little different than from college going into the pros of the big contract.
Still in all, it's amusing to me.
You would find something like that amusing, but again, look, here we go. Good opportunity. Nice pass from Ramil over to Doc, and then Doc not only playing good defense, he's knocked in a couple of shots, and the Hawks are looking at a 7-point lead. And again, that was a fast break opportunity basket that they had, and you can see that they are in the plus 12 in that department so far in this ball game.
58-51 Atlanta. 8:45 left in the third. Oakley up top. Ewing against Koncak. Make him go baseline. He missed. Rebound. Boy, Rivers is doing it all, isn't he? Lead pass, Willis. Did he walk? Yes. He argues, but he did it.
He's saying he wanted 1.5 steps, but I think he took 2 quick ones. Let's see if he gets it. 1, 2. Well, I'll tell you what, he might have a good argument there, but actually he had that 1 foot planted and did take 2 steps afterwards. I'll have to go with the official.
Maybe if the ball was round, it wouldn't have happened. It's knocked away by Willis. Belongs to New York.
Probably threw his stride off a little.
Have you checked it since halftime? Have they rounded out the ball? Rick earlier in the game said the ball was not rounded.
The ball is out of round. No, out of round as opposed to not round.
I see. Ewing cross court to Cheeks. That won't go. And the rebound, Dominique Wilkins leads another Atlanta break. Down the middle, off to Rivers. Blocked away beautifully by Cheeks. It went off Rivers. New York's ball. Credit Mo Cheeks with a great play.
Yeah, I can't kind of pass up those opportunities. You got to look at it again. Doc tried to cross over. Had he gone up on the left side, you got to credit Starks for forcing him to have to do the crossover move.
Vandeweghe for 3. Not this time. Rebound, Koncak. Good job.
Yeah, despite a push from Ewing with 2 hands in his back.
Ramil Robinson near the foul line. Off it comes to Rivers to Wilkins against Vandeweghe. Hangs in the air off the glass. Nicely done by Dominique. And Atlanta leads by 9 with 7:35. This would be a good time to blow them away. Cheeks checked at the foul line. Atlanta doing it with good defense now. They've turned their defense up a notch. Gerald Wilkins about to return to the game. Baseline, Ewing. 13 for Ewing. Again, they made him go baseline, but this time he made the shot.
Well, he'll make a number of them, but not as many as he'll make if he goes to the middle with the right hand.
Ramil Robinson up the floor, knocked away by Cheeks. Ramil gets it back. Out to Koncak. Wilkins spots up for 3. Nope. Rebound, Cheeks. Ahead of the pack, Vandeweghe beats the field. Easy layup. Dominique got lost that time, and an easy layup the result. 5-point game for Atlanta. Hawks play without Spud Webb, of course. They hope to have him Monday night, but they don't know. Dominique saves it. Who's going to get it? No whistle is called. Starks is on the deck. Koncak with the ball. Wilkins on the baseline gets a slam dunk.
Yeah, Nick a little upset with himself because he didn't find Kiki going down the court, and then he came over and almost turned the ball over. So he went to the hoop with quite a bit of authority that time.
Yes, he did, and he has 16. 62-55. Vandeweghe in and out. There's that Starks again. Koncak, good job on that one.
Yeah, you got to screen Starks off. He's got a 40-inch vertical leap. Being 6'5", that gets you up there pretty high.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's Chevrolet NBA scoreboard.
Surprise there. Miami hanging tough with Detroit. Indiana rolling along over Milwaukee. And Philly, without Charles Barkley, doing a great job. And Washington starting to play a little better basketball. And of course, Chicago doing a number on Charlotte.
Ewing drops it off. Oakley's jump shot. Well, the Hawks got what they wanted, but he made the shot. Ramil attacks 1-on-5. Not a good sign. And he wisely slows it down. Koncak got it back, and a foul on Gerald Wilkins.
Yeah, see, they can use Koncak to come out high to be a man to help reverse the ball, make some passes, because Patrick Ewing's not going to come out and challenge him in that area.
Say the guy who's happiest when all these big contracts are signed in the NBA, probably John Koncak. His contract now is starting to look like chicken feed.
Take a little heat off of him.
Ramil Robinson up top. 5:35 left in the quarter. It's a 5-point Atlanta lead. Ramil shoots a 16-footer. Nope. Rebound, Ewing. Outlet pass comes to Gerald Wilkins. Vandeweghe, baseline left, goes baseline, block Koncak. Rebound Oakley, foul Willis.
Skip, you're absolutely right. The Hawks really had themselves in a position with that 9-point lead to do some damage. You'll see a good move by Kiki, and Konkak with the block. It goes right to Oakley. He draws the foul, but again, he had Neek coming out at him, and we've mentioned that so often during the course of the season. You get an defensive player coming at you, you're going to be able to blow by him at will, and that's what Kiki was able to do to create the problem.
Konkak with 3 blocks of his own tonight. Oakley takes an eternity before he shoots free throws. But he shows a great ability to dribble the ball at the foul line. Let's watch it.
Yeah.
But they're not going to let him do it yet. This is an important part of the game, folks.
Well, again, as
close attention.
To make your point that when they were up by the 9 points, they had a great opportunity to really put some heat on the Knicks, because they very easily could have fallen apart. But again, they've managed to give them some life, because they're right back in it here. This would be a 3-point deficit should he make this one.
He bounced the ball 13 times and missed the shot, as you might expect.
13, of course.
Serves him right. 62-58.
Of course, he's in a hotel. They would have said that was the 14th foul.
That's great. Or the 12th. Rivers on the left wing. Up top, Konkak. Rivers for 3. Not this time. Rebound Oakley. He can do that.
And not a good shot that time by Doc.
Cheeks on the left wing. Gerald Wilkins. Ewing. Won't go. Good job, Konkak again off the deck. Willis the rebound.
Hawks need to get a good opportunity here.
Willis. They didn't get a good shot.
No, that's exactly right.
Knocked away by Konkak. Ball belongs to New York. Kiki Vandeweghe checks out of the game. And Brian Quinnett is in for New York. He's out of Washington State, a second-year man. 6'8". Cheeks up the left wing. Oakley sets a pick for it. Oakley's jumper again. That wasn't a real good shot either, and the ball will go to New York. John Battle into the Atlanta scheme of things. Doc Rivers gets a rest. .410 left in our third quarter. Barry and Carey with you from Madison Square Garden. The Hawks lead the Knicks 62-58. Gerald Wilkins, yes, sir. He's had a quiet night. He hasn't played that much. In fact, those are his first 2 points. 62-60, Atlanta. Dominique tries to answer. No. New York can tie the game. Atlanta's 9-point lead is in serious jeopardy.
And their shooting percentage has got to be very poor so far in this period.
And they're not getting real good shots either, although they did early in the period. Gerald has hit 2 in a row. His first 4 points of the night, and a timeout is called by Atlanta. And now the 9-point lead is only a memory. 3:27 left in the quarter. We're tied at 62.
Outside. Smooth.
Well, not very long ago, that score read 60 Atlanta, 51 New York. 11-2 run has given the Knicks an opportunity to tie this ball game up. Gerald Wilkins helped since he came into the game. He had been scoreless, and he scored 2 quick hoops. Here's a nice little spin move as he goes to the baseline and drops that one through. Hawks have taken 4 shots and shot poorly during that 4-minute 11-2 run on the part of the Knicks.
3:20 left in our third quarter as John Battle crosses the line against Mo Cheeks. Willis hook pass. Sidney Moncrief fortunate to come away with that. Dwayne Farrell in the game as well. 3 on the shot clock. Battle knows it. Throws up a prayer. Got no answer. Oakley the rebound. New York can take the lead. Gerald Wilkins. He has 6 in succession. New York reclaims the lead.
And now the Hawks have got a real battle on their hands with the crowds back into the game as well.
Hawks had a chance to blow them out. Now they have to be careful it doesn't happen to them. Quinnett out to Hawk Farrell. Moncrief behind a Willis screen. Farrell into the lane. Drops it off nicely. Willis short jump. Too short. Rebound Ewing. Here comes Mo Cheeks. The Knicks cooking at the moment. 10 on the shot clock for New York. Cheeks. No. Rebound, Koncak. Atlanta can tie the game with 2:10 left, third quarter.
And Atlanta can hold right in there. They've got both Rivers and Neek on the bench getting some rest right now. Very important time for the Hawks.
Willis against Ewing. Almost walked. Stepped on the line. New York's ball. Moses Malone and Mark Jackson check in.
Well, there's another rebound for Charles Oakley. The good outlet pass, and Wilkins gets the crowd into it with this one. No Statue of Liberty dunk.
Rick is doing a great job with the replays tonight, especially when you consider we don't know what's coming here in the communications capital of the world. Something to do with, I don't know. Cross court, it comes to Oakley.
Well, I have a lot of help from our producer.
They're doing yeoman work considering the circumstances here. Into the pivot it comes to Ewing. Forces his way in and walks.
Well, that's the kind of double team that Johnny Davis was talking about, that they were supposed to come over and prevent him from making the move to the middle. That time Farrell got over and created a problem for Patrick.
1:41 left in the third quarter. John Battle heads up the floor. Tim McCormick is in the game. He's being played by Oakley in the hole. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Battle against Wilkins. 5 on the shot clock. 4, 3, 2. Beating the buzzer. No. Rebound Ewing. McCormick is not up yet. He is stunned. Oakley on a drive. Drops it off. Wilkins. McCormick really got hit by somebody. I don't know who. I'm not sure he knows where he is. New York by 4 with a minute left in the quarter.
What Oakley's doing to inside to McCormick is ridiculous. He'd get arrested on the street.
McCormick is hit and goes to the line for 2. Gerald Wilkins got him, but that's nothing compared to what Oakley was getting away with.
He was drilling it. McCormick at the end probably felt like on a pinball. Unfortunately, when you bounce off a pinball machine, I mean, fortunately there, you get points for it. Over here, you just get beat up.
You get the stitches.
Now he has a chance, fortunately, for him to get a couple of points anyway, but it took quite a beating to finally get there.
He makes the first.
Well, I'll tell you, I guess Bobby Weiss taking a real gamble there by giving his 2 key players, Rivers and Neek, all of this rest. They'll get the timeout at the end of the quarter as well, and they're only trailing now by 2 points.
I think the Hawks' disastrous travel situation probably has something to do with it. You have to.
Well, it's a good move to try and save them.
Mark Jackson up the floor.
Play good defense here, score a hoop. They can come out of this tied or even better with a 3-point shot.
Burnett for 3. They make it a 2-point basket. 68-64. His foot was on the line. So the Hawks' 9-point lead is suddenly a 4-point deficit. Ever since this Quinnett has come in the game, things have gone well for New York. Ewing got a piece of that. There's Quinnett again with a rebound. The Knicks can play for the final shot as they try to take the 6-point lead. Ewing.
Travel.
Again.
They had travel first here outside. I tell you, he got killed in there. He deserved to be at the free throw line. Moses Malone just grabbed him.
Less than 2 seconds. Can Battle get it in? Yes. Moncrief beat the buzzer but left it short, and the quarter is over. And after 3, the Knicks lead the Hawks. It's 68-64 at Madison Square Garden.
Available only through this offer.
Well, Knicks lead 68-64 in the last 7:25 of that period. It was like playing in the mud for the Hawks as they got outscored 17-4 to lose a 9-point advantage. Dominique Wilkins, 16 for the Hawks so far in this game. Patrick Ewing with 13 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks. Charles Oakley had a number of rebounds so far in this game. I think he's up to around 14. But here's the kind of the way the third period went in the last 7:45. The Hawks can't make a shot. Ewing with the rebound. He gets it to Mark Jackson. Jackson with a good bounce pass finds Oakley. Oakley dishes it off to Wilkins. And easy baskets like that will get you to shoot a high percentage and also get you right back in the ball game.
Atlanta handles the ball first as we go to the final 12 minutes of regulation. New York by 4. A low-scoring quarter for both teams.
And Dominique still on the bench, Skip, with Rivers back in, however.
He won't be there for long, I would guess. Hawks were outscored 19-14 in the third. Battle with a good look. Moses Malone will shoot 2. Ewing picks up the foul, his third. So foul trouble will apparently not be a factor for the number 1 Knicks. Moses makes the first. 68-65 is the score.
You know, I think one of the reasons the Hawks have been successful recently, too, has been the fact that Moses accepted going to the bench, not being a starter, and then playing limited time. That's really helped a lot.
Gwinnett handles the ball. Mustafa is back in the game. Gwinnett in a mess. Double team, ball loose. Knicks have it. 5 on the shot clock. Ewing hangs in the air and is fouled by Malone. He'll shoot 2. 11:19 remaining in regulation. First Atlanta foul. First on Moses of the night. John Starks back into the game for New York. Starks out of Oklahoma State in the CBA.
Starks, I guess, is going to be coming in for Patrick Ewing because he's not being let to come into the game right now. Well, now they do blow him in. I guess they felt that there wasn't time to be able to get in. It's a surprise that Patrick would go out of the game. And
wishful thinking.
Yeah.
No cigar. It's Gwinnett who goes out. He did all right while he was in there for New York. Pressure by the Knicks, who lead by 4. Rivers almost had it stolen by Stark. Does have it stolen, but a foul.
The Hawks have got to be better prepared for this press. They're not doing a very good job of handling, especially even getting the inbound pass. They've got to make themselves available. Set a screen, come back to the ball, give players with the ball an outlet somewhere.
So Atlanta up to 4. Hawks need to get their offense rolling once more. They trail by 4, 70-66. Moses Malone handles it against Ewing. And a whistle. Illegal defense, New York.
Illegal defense to the Knicks.
Haven't had any of this fun since the first quarter. It's the 4th of the night. Battle shoots the tee. Atlanta can move to within 3, and they'll have the ball after the shot.
John McLeod still arguing Skip's favorite rule in the NBA.
I don't know what they can do to make it better, but it's just so boring.
Well, I think they put it in there so they wouldn't make the game even more boring with people playing out-and-out zones.
Rivers. Rebound Ewing. College basketball isn't boring, and they play zones all the time.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
You think it's boring?
At times, yes.
I think this is boring at times, too.
Yeah, I think anything, probably.
I don't know about anything, but most of it. 10:35 left. Knicks by 3. Here comes Dominique back into the game for Atlanta.
I mean, college basketball is exciting, certainly at times, just like this game. But the thing is, if you were to turn the sound off and just watch both, and make an evaluation of the, yeah, well, that's true. Make an evaluation of what you're watching. I would think that you're going to see far superior play when you're watching the NBA.
Well, they're better players.
Yeah,
I would hope. Although there's some guys have to take a pay cut to make it in this league. Rivers knocks the inbounds pass away.
I doubt that. They got a whistle blown here now because I don't know what they're pointing to, but resetting the 24-second clock is what they're doing. It was at 10, and they reset it to 24. Now they're going down to 9, saying they had to take a second off the original 10. So if you've got that figured out, good.
Starks with the inbounds pass. He wheels against Moncrief. Nice move. Got the hoop. 72-67, New York by 5. Biggest lead of the night for New York is right now. Battle into the lane, hangs in the air, won't go. Hawks ice cold. Outlet pass from Mustaf to Jackson.
And Mustaf pushed off on that rebound.
Jackson's jump shot. Yes, sir. Now the biggest lead is 7. Bobby Weiss with play instructions as Atlanta brings it up the floor. 74-67 since halftime. Atlanta has managed just 17 points in over 12 minutes. Foul will be on Mustaf, who grabbed a hold of Moses Malone and would not relinquish him.
Let's keep an eye as you watch as Moses try to get down in the position. He'd go up on the top. He really didn't do as much with him there as he did when he pushed him. But he did hook him a little bit. We have 22nd timeout by the Hawks right now trying to discuss the situation here. But they've hurt themselves. 22nd timeout. And that'll give Bobby Weiss an opportunity to try and get things back in gear right here. But, of course, we have some interesting telecasts coming up on Superstation.
Yeah, the PGA Golf premieres on TBS with primetime coverage of the United Hawaiian Open beginning Thursday, January 17th at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Hall of Fame broadcaster Vin Scully will join Bob Neal, Pat Hayden, and Don Sutton live from Honolulu. 8 o'clock, January 17th. Right here on TBS. Atlanta with the ball. 9:42 remaining in the Kansas. Hawks need to get it going. They have done nothing in the second half. Battle into the lane again. This time he gets it. 74-69. A lot of time left in the game. 9:25. Mark Jackson up the floor for New York. Gerald Wilkins handles it up top. Ewing and Oakley on the New York bench. Starks won't go. Malone the rebound. John Battle heads up the floor. Moncrief was out in front, but Battle couldn't get him the ball. Dominique against Vandeweghe, hangs in the air. Oh, what a shot. That looked like a terrible shot when he went up, but the results were outstanding.
Yeah, he had a very difficult angle there. That ball hit so high up on the right corner. Heck of a shot.
74-71 with 8:40. Mustaf.
Oh, whoa! He just killed Dominique as he tried to get the offensive rebound. I'm talking about Mustaf.
Mustaf, an interesting thing in their press guy. He wants to be a politician when his playing career is over.
Well, you better not act like this. Watch to the left part of your screen. Here he comes. Boom!
A lot of politicians act like that, but never where people can see them. 17,457 that paid attendance tonight. 8.5 minutes left. Hawks very fortunate to still be around the way they've shot the ball here, as you see. Yet another whistle.
That's going to be Oakley.
New York is already over the limit, and that could be a huge factor in this game.
If the Hawks can capitalize by making their free throws, and if they will not just settle for outside shots and maybe challenge inside against Patrick Ewing a little bit and get to the free throw line, because they only have one team foul, so they can be very aggressive defensively without creating a problem for themselves.
Hawks 4 of their last 17, and they trail by only 1 point. Oakley to Jackson, and New York brings it up. From the field, the Hawks at 45%, the Knicks at 44%, both teams shooting 75% from the line. Starks lost it, got it back, missed it. Rebound Ewing. Hawks still getting killed off the glass. And if they lose, that might be the difference in the game. 76-73 is our score. Doc Rivers up the floor for Atlanta. Wilkins. Malone. Nice pass, Dominique. Moses shot the layup. Ewing. Got it right back. Maurice Cheeks about to return to the New York lineup at 78-75. Wilkins against Jackson and Oakland.
Well, then missed Doc Rivers, who was wide open.
Dominique. Good again. Wilkins with 20. Timeout called by the Knicks. 7:12 left in the game. New York leads by 1, but the Hawks are shooting the bonus. We'll be back.
Sunday night on TBS. A Foger
Wrestling wrap-up. Well, Rick, it's time for our Dutch Boy in the Paint feature.
Yes, and you can see the Hawks front line, 49 points, 4 offensive boards, 4 block shots, and the Knicks have 45 points, 13 offensive boards. That's an area we talked about. It's concerned of 4 blocks, all of Patrick Ewing. There you see the penetration move by Starks. He's able to get it back. Moses had to go over to help out. That enables Patrick Ewing to be able to have a free shot at it. He gets one of those offensive boards and sticks it right back in. I hope that Dutch boy wasn't in the paint illegally, however.
Well, Kiki Vandeweghe was in that shot, and that was the Dutch boy in the paint.
Okay.
7 minutes left. Starks all alone for 3. Yes, sir. He is an Atlanta killer. New York by 4. Starks with 9 off their bench. John Battle front court against it. 6:48 left. It's 81-77 New York. Battle to the hole. Blocked away. No whistle. Rivers. Baseline jump won't go. Rebound Oakland. Atlanta did the right thing. They took it inside, but got no foul. Cheeks to the front court. Starks. Ewing. Moses might have gotten away with a little tap there. 4-on-2 for Atlanta. Wilkins drew the foul. What? Oh, they could.
No!
They called
That is
an offensive
brutal.
foul on Wilkins.
That's brutal. That is a killer call right there. Killer call. You watch. You can see for yourself. The man has got to be set. There's no question. Neek is moving. Stark comes over. Neek had been committed to the thing. Planted himself. Bad call. Neek was totally committed to that shot before the man got there.
Where do they find some of these guys? 81-77 is the score. Knicks on top. Vandeweghe into the pivot to Ewing. And a foul and a 2-shot opportunity. So there's a 5-point swing right there. The 3 points taken away from Atlanta, and now Ewing is at the line to shoot 2 at the other end. Hawks have to shake that off and overcome it.
Fifth straight game that Patrick has had a double-double. He's got double figures of rebounds to go with those points. Actually, the sixth straight time. It's 22nd time this season he's done that.
New York leads by 6, 83-77. There's that pressure again, and Rivers is fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
I tell you, that's a major break that time because there was nobody that he was throwing the ball to. There wasn't anybody there. It wasn't a hawk where he was looking to throw.
Rivers and Battle talk it over to make sure they're on the same page.
It's inexcusable, Skip, because Patrick came from the free throw line after making it to run down to come and put pressure on. If you jump and get the ball quickly, throw it in bounds before they ever get that trap set up, and then make yourself available to get a kickback, they would never be able to create that kind of havoc. But the Knicks have been fairly successful at causing a problem for the Hawks to get the ball in bounds.
Rivers makes the free throw and has 17 on the night.
That's where being in the penalty situation helps the Hawks right there, because not only do they get, have an opportunity to draw a foul against Patrick, but they get a chance to get to the free throw line.
Rivers makes them both. 4-point game. A lot of time, but time to get going. 5:48 left. Good defense by Wilkins, knocking it away from Oakland. for three. Yes, sir. The Knicks are making their jump shots now, and they match their biggest lead of the night, 86-79. Moncrief with a good move, got the hoop. But the Hawks can ill afford to trade baskets. It's 86-81.
Especially when the other team scored the three-pointer.
That won't help when you're behind and you score two and they score three. Doesn't add up. 5 minutes left. Vandeweghe. Oh, what a shot. He can shoot it.
Well, this is the type of a performance they really need to get out of Kiki on a regular basis. If he can come up and score 20 points a game or anywhere reasonably close to that, it just makes him so much more effective.
He has 23 in this one. Moncrief into the lane, drew the foul, shoots two. Starks picks up the foul, and again, your point earlier, he's better off letting him go with Ewing right behind him.
And Patrick had another block. Had that been the case, we'll see again. Right now, it's going to get Oakley looking for Vandeweghe, and he's going to go ahead and just make a little turn around and shoot it right in the face.
Moncrief made the first free throw, tries again. 88-82, 4:37 left. Time about to become a fact. .83, 4:35 left in regulation.
A couple of good defensive efforts here for the Hawks.
Nobody near Mo Cheeks, but he missed. Vandeweghe kept it alive. Wilkins out of the pack with it. Offensive foul on Wilkins again. Can't argue as much about that one as you could the other.
No, but he should have given the ball up. I'll tell you what, you can't argue about it. You watch it on the replay. Of course, we have the luxury of doing that, but it was obvious that Starks moved into Neek, who had committed himself once again. So the same official has made two tough calls against Neek and the Hawks.
Cheeks rolls up top against Battle. Hawks had a 9-point lead. Cheeks drills it. Timeout, Atlanta. 3:54 left in the game. They're on their feet in the Garden. 90-83.
This offer.
Well, the Knicks enjoying a 7-point lead here, and they've done it because they've executed quite well offensively. Here you're going to see Starks pop out off of a screen by Ewing. He'll kick it back to Patrick, and look, Patrick, as he gets doubles, find the open man. That's Maurice Cheeks, and Cheeks drills it home. And as Skip pointed out, there was a point there in that third period when the Hawks had a 9-point lead, had a chance to put the game away. They didn't do it, and now they have a tough road to hoe with 3:54 left. You can see they don't do too well when they score under 100 points. They're only 1 and 6, and right now they'd have to score a whole lot of points in less than 4 minutes to get up to the 100 mark.
Well, they had 50 at halftime, but in 20-plus minutes, they have just 33 points second half. Wilkins got banged, no whistle. Malone got banged,
no whistle.
No whistle. Rebound, jump ball. Oakley and Moncrief.
Yeah, Atlanta shooting probably now after those couple of misses. They were 11 for 27 prior to that, down under 40%. And that's for the second half. They were at 50% for the game. They've dropped all the way down to the low 40s for the game now.
And time is running out. 3:37 left.
Oh, I should have jumped that again. Nobody got the tip.
Starks, foul Rivers. The Knicks can take their biggest lead of the night.
That jump ball right there, the guys had gone up. I mean, nobody got that ball when it was up in the air. They should have jumped that one again.
Probably because it wasn't round.
It's probably true.
3:33 left. This Starks, boy,
Plays hard.
he's gotten us a couple times. He kept them in the game in Atlanta that the Hawks won about 3 weeks ago.
Let's see if Rivers makes a play on the ball. Yeah, he tried to go for the ball and caught him not with the lower part of the arm up near the shoulder area. Kind of hooked him as he tried to just swat the ball away.
He makes one of the two. Rebound, Dominique. Hawks have been unable to take advantage of shooting a penalty here.
Well, they've had 2 games in a row, I think, though, where they just shot the ball very poorly overall.
They look to Moncrief inside. That won't go, but he tips in his own miss. 91-85. It's not time to give up hope. But
no, there's plenty of time left. Just a couple good defensive efforts, and they're right back in the ball game. Chance to win. There's one of the mole.
Great effort by Moncrief. He knocked it loose, but couldn't keep it in bounds. You can see the Hawks shooting woes in the second half of the game. 2:55 remaining. Steal, Rivers. Finds Dominique in the middle. Leaves it for Moncrief. Won't go. Rivers, good job with the rebound. That won't go. They can't throw it in the ocean.
Doc should not have taken that shot. He took an off-balance, difficult shot. Should have just brought it back out and set up.
Hawks 35 points in the second half. We've got 2:30 left. Cheeks looks to Ewing. Shoots his jumper. That won't go. Rebound, Moncrief. Here comes Rivers. Hawks down by 6. 2:15 remaining in the game. Dominique against Vandeweghe. Tied him up. But a foul is called by Hugh Evans.
Well, both officials had a foul. Or 2 of the 3.
The other guy called the jump. Wilkins to the line for 2. Second foul on Vandeweghe.
We'll watch again as Neek makes the move inside. He grabbed him across the arm first. He really didn't have the ball. Caught him on the elbow. On the wrist.
91-86. Through it all, the Hawks are still in the game. Four-point game. Oakley inbounds for New York. We're near the 2-minute period, and we reach it. 2 minutes. Ewing fumbles, gets it back, away from the hoop against Malone. Malone is on the deck, no whistle, basket good. Timeout, Atlanta. 1:47 left in the game, and the Knicks lead by 6 once more.
First 400 is designed to stir the soul and not much else.
Mel Proctor, Kevin Kiley, and Ernie Johnson Jr. standing by to bring you U.S. Olympic gold after the game. World-class boxing, the U.S. and South Korea from Honolulu. U.S. Olympic gold after the game right here on TBS. 1:47 left, Knicks by 6.
And there's still time, though. The Hawks are going to get, they're going to get at least a minimum of 3 possessions here. So if they were able to score on all of those possessions and just play some good defense, they obviously have a chance to tie the game or perhaps win it. But defense will be the key.
And baskets have been very tough to come by in the second half for Atlanta. Inbounds, Moncrief against the ever-present John Starks. For 3, Rivers, no. Rebound, Vandeweghe. Mo Cheeks up the floor. The outlook isn't brilliant for Atlanta right now. 90 seconds left. Cheeks gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Oakley, bad pass, threw it out of bounds. Atlanta gets a break on the ball.
They still get 3 more possessions.
1:22 left.
If they don't mess around and take too much time off the clock when they have the ball.
14th turnover for New York, and they had 6 of them in the first 5 minutes of the game. So they've straightened up their act. Dominique for 3, rimmed it, wouldn't go. Rivers the rebound for 2. That won't go. Malone missed a layup. Next rebound, big scramble off Willis, recovered by Oakland.
I guarantee you Moses is thinking about Patrick Ewing.
Well, the Hawks had 5 chances there, couldn't make a basket. We don't blame the officials or anybody or travel or anything else for that. You just can't make a basket.
Well, that's just kind of the way it went. You could see he was looking for people and just short-armed that one. That's the first foul in the last 2 minutes for the Hawks. And now it looks very difficult. Now Knicks should use up as much time on the clock as possible.
And that's what they do. Until they draw the Wilkins foul, and Oakley goes to the line for 2 with 46.5 seconds left. Monday night, the Hawks will try against these guys again at our place. Down in the Omni, we'll have it for you at 8:05 Eastern Time.
Yeah, the Hawks in the second half are probably shooting as cold as my feet are here on top of this guard. Nice.
Between that and the cats that prowl through the garden and leave little calling cards here and there, really makes it a fun place to spend an evening, especially when you're losing. 7-point game. The crowd grabs their cans of mace and heads for the exits.
You're brutal sometimes.
It's a tough time, I'm telling you. 94-87. 95-87. Atlanta calls timeout. 46.5 seconds left. We'll keep it right here. Well, the Hawks shot 39% or thereabouts last night. Lost by 3 in Chicago to a good team. And this loss very disappointing, despite the travel and all that. And that was tough. But the Hawks have shot poorly again against a team that really sort of expected to get beat. I think they've really struggled, and Atlanta led early in the game, let New York back into it, led by 9 in the third quarter, let them back into it. When you can't make a basket, it's tough to win.
Yeah, definitely. They just did not do a good job during that 9-point lead stretch there. When they gave that up, I felt their shot selection left something to be desired. That really hurt them a great deal. That was a time to really concentrate, execute your offense to perfection if you could, and they weren't able to do it. So you have to credit the Knicks for hanging tough in there, but again, the Hawks just, with poor shot selection and poor shooting in general, have lost 2 games on the road that they realistically had a good opportunity to win. And before you can say that they've really become an outstanding team, even though they've made tremendous strides and improved a great deal, you've got to win out on the road, and they have yet to prove that they're capable of really doing that. They've really taken advantage of the home schedule that they have, but of course that's important also. You've got to do that to have any chance at all.
We have our first couple of finals of the night. Washington defeated Boston 116-99, and the 76ers over the Nets 109-99. In the fourth quarter, Miami and Detroit are tied at 92. In the second quarter, San Antonio hammering Utah by 10, 58-48, and in the fourth, Chicago leads Charlotte 95-84. Those are the scores we have to this point.
Well, this will be the first time that the Knicks under John McLeod are going to beat a team with a record over 500. But I tell you one thing, before the ball game, I had said I thought if the Hawks came out and put forth a good effort like they have in the past, in the past month or so, that they could win this ball game. Just as we got done discussing, they have not really done that. They have been very erratic here, but not anything as bad as they were in November.
By the way, for Philadelphia, good news tonight. Armin Gilliam scored 29 for them. Recent acquisition.
Well, of course, he's going to get an opportunity to do more. Charles Barkley not playing in that ball game, and so a very fortuitous acquisition for them with Barkley out, having a guy like Armin who's capable of having a night just like he had this evening.
Dwayne Farrell into the Atlanta lineup with Battle and Wilkins and River.
Got to go for the threes now.
And Moncrief, who shoots the 3 and misses it. Rebound Ewing, and any last hope is now in the foul on Rivers, of course. And Cheeks, a good free throw shooter, goes to the line, and the Knicks have themselves a victory. It'll make them 8-11 here in the Garden.
And probably dispel, at least temporarily, some of the rumblings going on here about the dissension and the problems, and that they need to make trades and what have you.
Everybody's going to be fired, and as soon as we beat them Monday night in Atlanta, all that will start again.
Yes.
Free throw good by Cheeks, and
so you are going out on the limb saying that the Hawks will win on Monday?
Yes.
I tend to agree with you.
Then I'm working on my second marriage, so I'm not always right.
Not touching that one.
No, you're not. 97-87, 35 seconds left. Burrell fakes, fumbles. Doesn't matter. Cheeks has it, as Starks at the other end. Instead finds Ewing. And Vandeweghe lets the clock run down for a while, and he's fouled. Well, Wilkins fouled him, but they wouldn't call it. Now he gets to foul his brother.
Yeah, well, he may as well give some fouls to the keeping the family.
Yeah.
Couple points.
Well, he tried to foul the Dutch boy, but they didn't
He
call
must
it.
not have been in the paint.
He wasn't. So Gerald goes to the line and shoots two. Barry, we better get this thing over. Gerald Wilkins hasn't had a big night offensively, but he has 9 points, all in the second half, and 6 in a row right when the Knicks came back from that 9-point deficit. So he got his points at an important time. 99-87 with 15 seconds left. Sayonara to this game. There goes Moncrief. And the finger roll is good. Gerald Wilkins starts an easy layup. And he missed it. He slammed it home. I think it hit him in the head and bounced back through the basket.
He got the rim and the thing never went down and fired it back up. But that's trying to put a little bit of mustard on things, a little bit of an insult. Went back up and hit the 24-second clock.
Well, he should be embarrassed because he missed the shot. Moncrief for 3. They're going to score it at the buzzer. But that's of little solace to Atlanta. 99-92, the final score. The Knicks beat the Hawks, who've lost 2 in a row. We'll be back.
Tonight on TBS,